Hey y'all. So this video is in response to all the crazy things that have been going on around the world, not just in America, but all around the world. It's undeniable that something supernatural, something spiritual is happening. Um, from the 2-hour ground tornado that went through Kentucky and a lot of the northern parts of America, down to the spiritual supernatural fires they're experiencing in Israel, to the flooding in France and Europe, the heat in Europe, the power outages, everything that's been happening to the animals in California that are washing up on the shoreline, and even the active, like the soon to be active ring of fire out in the Pacific off the coast of America. All of these things are happening. We cannot deny that something is going on. There's no denial. And this is in response to all the videos that I've been watching, all the stitches that I've been seeing, everything that people's been saying, and the reasons why they think this is happening. I've heard ancestors are finally getting them back for what they did, relating to the plantations burning down, all the different plantations burning down, to Annabelle, a cursed doll that is going across America and that has so much more power than the God that we served, that a doll is causing fires on plantations and weather anomalies, and even all the weather anomalies happening in Spain. All of these things. The only few people that I've heard are actually saying that this is Yah, that he is speaking and that he is doing something. And I can see why it would be easier to blame all of this stuff on a doll that you can burn, or on weather modification, because you can say stop burning, stop running the chemtrails, to just denying it and saying that, oh, it just was a change in the atmosphere and these weather anomalies are global warming. Those are easier than having to deal with the fact that there is a real Yah, there's a real God, there's a real Elohim that is over us, that is actually moving and doing something. Because if you had to admit that, that means that there's totally no control. You can control a dog, you can burn a dog. You know, you can appease ancestors by just saying I'm sorry, or just, giving them, God telling them to go in peace. you know you can say, well, if you want to stop the weather modification, then stop spraying chemtrails. It's easier to say that because there's a for sure way out of it. But if it's God, if it really is Yah, then one, you would have to believe in what you don't believe. And two, you would have to ask why he's doing this. And three, you would have to actually change, repent, and turn around, change your mind, and not do what is causing this to happen. Or four, just accept the fact that times are changing and something is about to happen. And I think that it's easier to say that it's something else other than Yah. I'm here to tell you that these things are not your ancestors. This is not global warming. This is not an Annabelle doll. This is God. He is moving. We're watching him just as if we would see him moving in Exodus. Do you understand that the Yah, the creator of heaven, is moving now in front of us? And you asked if the things of the Bible were real, if the Bible stories that we read were real. You're watching them, you're seeing them, and your response is, oh, it's the ancestors. Oh, I have my own power. I do what I want. That's your response. And I'm here to tell you that if God is speaking, and it is God, and we're not listening, if what I'm saying is true, that means that these events that are happening are only going to get worse. It's not going to get better, because part of it is When these things happen, you're supposed to go to Yah. You're supposed to accept what He's saying. Ask Him what it is He needs you to understand and change. And that's not happening if you're giving everything that He's doing, all the credit to what He's doing, to a doll or to dead ancestors or to a weather modification tool. And that's clearly not what's happening. Yah is speaking. And if we're seeing Him and the supernatural and the spiritual manifest in our world physically, that means that something is happening, something is changing, and that we need to be aware and prepared for what's about to happen. And Zephaniah 3 is a scripture that He's been giving me. It's a passage that He's been giving me. And when He first gave it to me, He gave me the latter part of it, which was about Him restoring Israel, O daughters of Zion, raise up, celebrate, basically being praised because I'm here. I'm here to take all fear from you. You will never walk this way again. I'm here to be a helping hand. I'm here. I'm answering you. So that was in response from me asking what's happening. He is telling me that I'm answering you. I've heard you. I hear you, and I'm answering you. But the first part of that passage is about the nations not listening, not wanting to obey, wanting to stay in their wickedness, lying to the people, ravenous wolves, the priests being ravenous wolves, stealing from the people, devouring all flesh, leaving none. It's about leaders who are lying to the people, the nations, leaders who are using the people, leaders who are abusing the people, lying to them about what's happening. And God says He's furious, He's angry, He's tired, He's done with it, He's not playing, and He's going to empty out His fury on the nations like fire, and you can't deny the fire all around you. So this video is just in response, just saying that to not give credit to carnal things for something that Yah is doing. He's speaking to us now, and we need to be preparing for what's coming and changing, because if He's doing this and it is Him, this is not going to stop. It's only going to continue. So, for people who are asking what's going on, read Zephaniah 3. If you want to understand what happened to the plantation, God is answering His children who've been put in captivity. We're watching the Exodus. We're watching this really happen. You wanted to know what happened when God split the Red Sea, where you're seeing it. You wanted to see what happens when a plague fell on Egypt, what the plagues of Egypt look like. You don't think that that tornado was a plague? You want to know what the pillar of smoke and fire looked like. You don't think that the talking fire in Israel is not God? You don't think that's God? The talking fire in Israel, the fire full of lightning and smoke and fire that's literally walking around choosing what to burn and what not to burn. You don't think that's Yah? I'm just saying. And so this message is just to say credit needs to be given where it should be. And we should be working out our salvation. You thought that saying that things were one way loud enough meant that it would be the truth because you said it loud enough. And you believed the lie so much that you thought it to be true. It never made it true. It just made you delusional. It just made you a sufferer of um, cognitive dissonance. You just suffer from cognitive dissonance right now. That's all that really means. It never meant that it was true. So this video is just to tell you that God is speaking. Read Zephaniah 3. Read the old prophets. Read what they said, because we're about to see God bring back the two houses of Israel. He's about to bring back Israel, and He's about to bring back Judah. He's about to unite His houses into one staff. And so the lie and the lies have to be brought to the surface, cleaned up, and they need to be recompensed. They need to be dealt with. And so anytime you resurface a lie and clean it, it's anytime you take those a scab off of an old wound, anytime you take a band-aid off of a wound, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be a process, especially if it's infected, and we're dealing with a really badly infected wound that has been covered up with a dirty band-aid. It's been covered up with a filthy dirty band-aid with no antiseptic, with no cleansing of the wounds. So it's a really bad injury. It's a really bad wound, and it needs to be cleaned. And that's not a pretty process. And if it's badly infected, it could be really funky, you know? And that's what we're in now. So, what do you have to do? Go for healing. Go to Yah as your healer. Ask for Him to heal your wound. Work out your salvation honestly with God that you serve, with God, not with anger or retribution or fatigue. Everybody's so fatigued now. Um, the fatigue you're going to feel from Yah is more than you're going to feel from anybody walking around, right? And then for his people, his children who are scattered here, you should be claiming, you should be going back to him, not denying him or saying the power lies within you, because it never did. He has all power. And as Judah, you should not want to repeat the same sins that your ancestors repeated. The time of repeating our ancestral mishaps is over. As Judah in Mithraim and the land of bondage, you should not be repeating those same sins that put you here. You should be fixing that, not saying I have all power within me to do what I want. That's not the time for that. You know, Crowley and all that. I do what I want. I do what I will. That's done. That's not the truth. There's a universal law, and there's a people that he put here that are his people. You know, and if there's no question, I'm not even talking about trying to make you believe who you are. We're done with that. It's done. If you don't know, then you don't want to know. And if you're not hearing that as the truth, then you don't want to hear the truth. But for those who know it, it's time for you to put on your skin. It's time for you to put on Yah and be Him and go to Him and ask Him to cover your homes. Get into Goshen and cover your doors with the Lamb. So that's all I got to say. Be blessed, and maybe I'll make another video. There's so much inside that it's all jumbling up together. Maybe I'll do another video where I actually take my thoughts step by step and do a couple different videos as opposed to piling it all in one, trying to get it out because it's so much that I'm hearing right now. But be blessed and go to Yah and ask Him. Peace.